Alrighty guys, excuse me. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and as always, very good evening guys. How are we all doing on this fine Friday, last day of the trading week? Been a very solid week. Hope you guys have also had a very good week on the charts and away from the charts. I think it's a Friday, it's just a chill day guys. We just sit back, do as we normally do, analyze, wait patiently. What I do suggest is though on a Friday, especially if you've had a good week, that don't force anything. Just be patient with things. Something really good presents and have a think about it. Maybe risk part of the profits if you had a good week. If not, had a great week, well, again, don't try to cover or get back all your losses on the last day of the week. So for me, it's been a fantastic week. Just the 3 trades taken all on stream for 3 wins. So I'm not going to force nothing, to be honest. I'm just going to patiently wait and see. Normally on a Friday, if I was to trade by myself without streaming, having a good week, I've had a very solid week. Be no need for me to trade, to be honest, on a Friday, but I'm here nonetheless. We will do the analysis and we will take a look at what we can come up with moving forward. Just also guys, if you could hit that like button just to let everyone know we are live, and then I can get cracking. Look at starting with, as always, I can start with GJ. So hope that hasn't put many people off. I just lost a few from the stream, but doesn't mean I'm not trading. It has to be a really solid trade if I have to take anything. A really solid trade. It's a Friday guys, Friday we just chill. So let's start as always with GJ. So without further ado guys, enough of the mucking about and let's have a look. Starting at the weekly time frame yet again on GJ. As we can see, it is forming a bearish candle. Still has a high low, higher high to the previous. Very difficult to know what to make of this current candle. Would still flip back bullish, it could close bearish. No one has a crystal ball, but what is the daily telling us? Well, based off the daily, that previous daily did close back, still relatively strong bearish, but it did leave a long wick to the downside. Current candle, not much below its open, to be honest. So it has a upper wick and a lower wick. Very choppy, very difficult to know what to make of the higher time frame at the moment. As far as the daily, it looks like it still could potentially pull back, but at this stage, if we were to pull back, we'd have to probably break the low of the current daily candle and back down towards the low of the previous daily candle, which bounced off a strong level on the 4 hour. So if we respect the low of the previous candle, we begin to break our own high. This would have obviously formed resistance at the high of the current daily candle. That could provide potential options to take it back up to perhaps retest the open and the high of yesterday's candle. So the daily is still bullish in structure. We got inside bar candle at the moment, but the previous candle did actually close back bearish, albeit if you use the fib, it probably is a weak candle actually. Yeah, it's above the 50, so it is a pretty weak candle. Long wick to downside once again, as I mentioned, bouncing off the 4 hour level of support. The 4 hour structure is still technically bearish, and that will remain bearish until it actually starts, until it closes above the high at this stage. So it's a long way off. But what we can see on the 4 hour, see now that daily high, the current daily candle's high, look where that lines up with a resistance to the left of that. Pretty clean traffic. So based off that, above the current daily candle's high, looks like there could be options to buy to that point. Below, there is very choppy traffic. I mean, where do you draw in the support just now? I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to definitely be adjusting it on the 30, but we are just consolidating currently on the 4 hour. Very little direction. There is nothing really, well, there is no direction at all. So it's very difficult once again to know what to make of this. This is just liquidity being built up into the market at previous level of support, and most people probably think, all right, so it means it's going to bounce off this support, head back up. Doesn't necessarily have to, because if building up that liquidity, you might trigger in more sellers than buyers, and this thing might shit the bed yet again, like it did yesterday for quite some time, well, during the stream anyway. So again, we don't anticipate, we react. We wait for the confirmation and then we react. So now into the 4 hour, M30, sorry, I'm just going to adjust this zone. Yeah, it's a tricky one, guys, by the looks of it. The upside, And even if I am to adjust this above the previous candle's high, I don't think there is much options, to be honest. The 30-minute is still technically bearish. What we did yesterday was pull back only to reject this resistance here to the left. As you mentioned prior to the ending of the stream, I want to see structure flip bullish in order to look for buys, or perhaps come back down on the 4-hour, create a lower wick, form support, creating a lower wick after the stream. The 4-hour candle, if you guys remember, closed a very weak bearish candle for long wick to the downside, and then potentially buy it from the support. So that may have presented. I'm not sure if anyone got into any of those trades. What I would be doing now is I'd just be adjusting this up to the level where the structure would flip. So for me on GJ today, well, the bias, got the 30-minute bearish, we've got the 4-hour bearish, we've got the weekly bearish. The bias is to the downside, so therefore I'm only going to look for trades to the downside at this rate. So my options are going to be, price pulls back up to 199.850 roughly. We reject below the current daily candles high as well. Reject the same resistance we've rejected most recently today. We rejected below it yesterday. So if we put back up only to reject yet again, then that's where it starts to look for my potential sell options to take it back down. Now further sells, well, let's see. I don't think we're going to have the margin to sell from the middle of this range right now. If it does actually flip and close back bearish, still got to contend with this previous resistance. It could just bounce off, create a higher high, higher high, and then from the support, so it's consolidated at support, it now closed above it, so you've got that higher high, so it could tap in and then just bounce off and continue back up towards that 199.850. So that's what I'd rather do, just wait for it to do that, pop back up, and look for my potential sell option. At what point would I look for buys, guys? So I'd want to see the 30-minute structure flip. So the buys has to come on a closure above that point there. At least at that point, we're flipping the bias back to neutral. Also be flipping the weekly, I think, back to bullish. Yeah, so the bias would actually flip bullish at that point. So you can see I'm gathering confluences to look for the buys. And at that stage, that is when I start to feel more comfortable, because at that stage, we're going to have 3 time frames to the upside as opposed to the 1 at the moment. So that is where the buys will come. Look, potentially from the support, that could be an option. If price does pop down, I need to respect it. So when we are range bound, that could be another option to buy it, but I am highly unlikely to entertain that option. And otherwise, I'm just gonna be looking for my sells on the pullback for now on GJ. If you guys remember from last Friday, came up with a new rule live on stream about on Fridays. If someone remembers what that was, it's more so to do with the weekly, but if the bias and structure is heavy in one particular direction, I'd rather just trade it in that direction. So that's what I'm going to plan to do with GJ today. Just look for a potential sell option if it does arise. Once again, guys, no need to force nothing. Had a good week. I'm not going to just, for the sake of it, take a trade. It has to be absolutely perfect. And we'll see. We might get one though. Looking at gold. All right, so the weekly will still be bullish at this stage. All right. We do have a lower high, lower low. It's not as much volume within the current weekly candle. Still forming bullish. Would it surprise me if it flipped bearish? Not at all. It still could potentially do so. What other catalyst do we have to maybe suggest we may though? Well, the daily closed with a long wick to the downside, bouncing off that most recent support. So if we begin to break the high of the previous daily candle, there's a high probability at that point there, price will come up towards that 23.62 and retest the current weekly candle's high. And at that point, obviously, you're going to be more likely, unless it flips towards into New York's session and comes back down to break its own low. At that point, it's likely going to continue and close bullish for the week's end. So structurally, we do remain bullish. We've got counter probabilities to the upside, especially when we begin to break the previous daily candles high. Current daily, we have counter probabilities to the upside. So as for buys, that looks like a very good level to potentially get involved. It does look pretty good on the 4 hours as well. So the 4 hours just consolidating again, little to no direction at all on gold right now. Bounced off this previous support once again yesterday. Structure is technically still bearish on the 4 hour time frame, so we've got weekly is bullish, we've got daily is bullish, we've got the 4 hour as bearish. I will include that bullish wick and see what if I can adjust it on the M30. I'll include that resistance to the upside as well. Now onto the M30. So the M30 structure is technically bullish. So the bias is to the upside, but I'm not opposed to sells in this case because still we do have a lower high, lower low to the previous weekly candle. The current weekly is not a strong bullish candle. So what I think I'd be wanting to do with gold today is just play the range. So if we do pull up to reject 23.48, like we have done so on multiple occasions on a pullback to that level, we do see yet again, could potentially look for sell options to take it back down. Now, if we were to continue bullish, or if we were, first of all, sorry, to continue bearish, and we should not need to really break the resistance formed late yesterday during NY session, which was at the previous daily candle's high. If we do so, I think it's a high probability price is going to pop back up towards the 23.58 and potentially retest the current weekly candle's high. So buys above previous daily candle's high for me would make perfect sense. Above that level there. And at this stage, that's about it on gold. I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. So I'm including the bullish candle, most recent support. I think I'm going to leave that. So that's about it on gold. I mean, I'm not going to be interested in selling it below the most recent support is just now, but the current daily candle's low, reason being is by that level, we're just running into another strong level of support, running into the 4 hour support. So it would not make any sense to me to look for that sell. I'd rather sell it from higher up at this rate. Otherwise, I'd be definitely looking for sells below the support if price did pop back down to that point there. Look, funny things have happened, it could do so. Not sure if it will do so though while I'm on stream today. So sells below that level low moving forward into today. If anyone is trading into MY, that could also be an option. But for now, I'm just waiting to see where this pullback stops at. We do actually tap into that 23.48 to 23.50 sort of level and look for possible rejection for an option to sell. Otherwise, buys above the current daily candle's high with some pretty clean traffic to the left. That is what I'm looking at on the gold. So thank you to the person who subscribed. Thank you one and all for joining. We've got 11.5 minutes until session open, so let's quickly take a look at GU. All right, so starting the weekly. All right, so we have once again similar gold. Well, not similar gold, sorry, similar to GJ, higher low, higher high to previous. Current candle is forming bearish, but we do have the counter probabilities to the upside. So call it weak bearish though, based off the direction of the current candle. Looking at the daily, structurally, we still remain bullish, very similar to gold. Previous daily candle closed back bullish. Current candle is pulling back further into that previous daily candle. Around the 50, you can just eyeball it now. It's around a 50% that previous daily candle. This is the level where if we were to continue bullish, I'd anticipate the buyers would step in at this point to defend around this level on the minor time frames, form that support to potentially back up, break our own high off the daily candle, and then retest the previous daily candle's high. So we'll see what we've got once we go down to the 4 hour and M30, but it is bullish in structure, just in a bit of a pullback within the current daily candle. So the 4 hour is also still technically bullish. There's the high, there's the swing point. We do remain bullish. We have just formed a lower high though within the micro trend since we've last bounced off that support, but I'd be marking that level in for the time being, marking most recent resistance, and this is the current range we're stuck within. So we are bullish in a bit of a pullback though. Onto the M30. All right, so drag that up. All right, very similar to gold as far as selling it below the current level. Doesn't make much sense to me because you're running straight to support. It's very choppy to the left. So it is just very choppy in general, GU right now. For me, I look for, well, the 30-minute, first of all, is technically bullish. Would that put me off sells? No. I'd just trade at range bound, to be honest, guys. What I would say is, if price pull back to retest the current daily candle's high and respected that level, I'd be looking for my sells. So if we do pull back up to that point there, only to reject it, I'd be looking for my sell options. Even if we pop back above it, only to close back below it, then I definitely look for sells to take it back down. So really sells below, really anywhere below 127.35. I'm going to put it in below this resistance. Buys, to be honest, it is, yes, the bias is bullish. However, I'm not interested in buying it just now because you buy it into resistance, just consolidating. So if I was to look for buys, I'd want it to create a bit of a move down, whether it pulls up at this previous support here to the left or a little bit lower down, or the 4-hour zone, preferably the 4-hour zone, pull back down, form a little bit of structure at this point here, consolidate, price start to pull away from that consolidation, close above it on the M30, and that could potentially be a buy option. So for me, GU is nowhere near a trade at the moment. It is far off anything. It's just consolidating right in the middle of this 4-hour range. And when I see price action like so, irrespective of what pair it is, you guys know exactly what I want to see. I just want to see it make some clean moves through this range, start to cut it open again, make it more tradable from the upside to the downside, or from the downside to the upside. So that's what I'd be looking at on GU. For me, it is far off any type of entry right now. Gold. All right, so nothing on anything just now. So I'll look at NAS quickly. Let's get out of the way before session open. All right, so NAS, big sell-off. Off the back of some news apparently coming out the US, they're putting sanctions on chip making companies, so Nvidia, mainly, and they are the #1 chip making company in the world, from sending components to, I think it was, I know it could be Russia, I can't remember, it was one of the two, I can't remember which one it was. And that's pretty much what has put fear into the markets as far as tech stocks, and the tech stocks have just shit the bed a little bit this week. So we've got a lower low, lower high engulfing on the weekly candle on Nasdaq. Daily structure still technically bullish. It will remain bullish as long as we remain above this wick, really, on the, and it continues to close above it. We've actually popped a lot. Current daily has no upper wick. Interesting. We'll see what we've got that level. We're at a strong support as well, so if it begins to flip, there could be options to potentially buy it. So technically bullish, but with counter probabilities to the downside on the daily. Then we have lower high, lower low to the previous. Once again, we have no need, if we were to continue bearish, to pull back up and break our own high. If we do so, there could be chances for it to pull back further. So the current daily high, the open, lines up this support here to the left. So on the 4-hour, we are technically bearish in structure. I'll be marking in. Oh, where do you mark it though? This is a bit of a tough one. I'll probably just do that from the open of the bullish candle, which forms support over here to the left, to the open of the current daily candle, and I'd use that as my zone. And what I would say is, if we remain below it, I'd be looking for my sell options, just based off that. And if we pop above it, I'd be looking for my buy options. We break the current daily candles high, break above that resistance, popping back above the 4-hour support, then there could be options to buy at that point there. As far as support, I'm marking on the M30, so we've got this level to mark in. Structurally on the M30, it's bearish, so the bias is to the downside. So yeah, so therefore, all right, I'd prefer to sell. Technically, structure's going to flip bullish on a closure above this point here. So it's either sells below, respecting the 30-minute structure below that 18,530, pretty much. Price does pull back to that level, I need to reject. I'd look for my candles within price action to sell it. Sells below the current weekly candles low upon continuation. You've got some clean traffic to the left. What we are doing is creating some lower highs, lower lows since this big sell-off from a few days back. It's continuing into today. So if we do continue with the trend and break the current weekly candles low, there's a high probability at that point there we will continue to the downside, create a lower low, and end up closing further down, really, around that. What have we got to the left? Got the next level around that 18,320 sort of level. That is a possible level that price could eventually come back down to. Now, irrespective of the structure flipping back bullish on the M30, closures above this resistance, as long as we respect this current daily candles open, so we can pop above it, but as long as we pop back below it and continue to close below at 18,547, I'd be looking for my sell options. Now, if we begin to pop above it, So like so approach it, a little bit of a pullback during some sellers prior to popping back above it. So that point there, if you do wipe those sellers out only to close above it, feels a high probability, high, low, high, high, that price will continue once it pushes above that previous 4-hour support of 18,551 roughly. So that is what I'd like to see if I was to look for any buys at this rate. Otherwise, I'd just be patiently waiting for the sell options. And that is NAS, and I can take a little bit of a breather. Say good day to the chat. Just give me 1 second, guys. Alright, so who we got on stream today? If you could hit the like button, that would be much appreciated. Quickly, my focus, probably gold. Probably gold if I am to take anything. You guys know I prefer to trade gold either way. So Saxy, good morning to you. Franco, good morning brother. Eon, Ian, not Eon. Good morning to you. Ian, Dot, good morning, hope you're well. Rick, good morning brother. Chriso, good morning to you. Lau, good morning as always. You got into the Discord, nice one. Vishal, good afternoon to you. So those of you who aren't in Discord, head away, let us know how you're going, let us know how the week has been. Those of you who aren't in Discord, what are you waiting for? There is a link to the free Discord members group down below, so do join. Mr. Phil, good morning to you. Steve Dean, good morning brother. Been a while, I hope you're doing well. I know you've been busy with your son, so good to see you on the stream nonetheless. All right, let's suss out the news, guys. Let's have a look just to see what's going on. There's a bit going on today. We've got PC to come, so it's going to be a big one. Thank you for the sub. That is just here. So we've got PC to come, and that will give an indication as to potentially the CPI figure, which will be, I think, scheduled for, is it the first week or second week of the month? So obviously, so this actual grain forecast is good for currency, which makes sense. So if prices are still going up, if the change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers, obviously, it's, as it says here, excluding food and energy, does go up, that means that it would also likely have the same sort of effect on CPI as well. So if CPI was to go up, then what that would mean is the Fed are less likely to cut rates anytime soon. So that would bring strength to the US dollar. So off the back of that, that could mean gold and the majors drop a little bit. But however, the forecast is to be as per previous. And if it comes out as per the forecast, then not too sure. It might be priced in prior to the news event. Yeah, so I have to see what comes of that. If anyone is to be trading later into NY session, just be wary of that, because that will definitely shake up the markets. Let me get rid of trade taken. That was from yesterday. I bit the inside of my mouth today when I was having my lunch, and I'm in agony. I bit it really hard, so it's actually quite hard to speak. So I do apologize. Probably sounds like I got a bit of a lisp. In a world of pain, trying to drink a hot drink, it's not helping it, but you know. Silent, what do you think? Zoom. All right, who wants to join the Zoom call? Might just throw it into the Discord chat today if anyone wants to jump on. And feel free to do so. But again, the rules are if you do so, you need to watch the stream on another device so I don't lose viewers, because like all important viewers, I can't afford to lose them. Plus, you need to behave. If you act like a dick, you get booted right away. So Discord guys, I've sent a link into the Discord chat. Feel free to hop on if you would like. Elias, good morning to you. Got hot drinks all day. Well, actually it wasn't too cold here today. It's been quite pleasant the last few days, to be honest. Yesterday was 21 degrees. Today was, I think, around 18, not too bad. Tomorrow is supposed to be a stinker. And I'm not talking hot, I'm talking about cold. I think it's 13 or 14 the next few days, so. You're on the tea? What tea is that? Is that black tea, green tea? Sometimes miss stuff because I'm in the kitchen, like just now. Mug number 2. I think that happened with Franco yesterday. Making a coffee, you missed the movement goal. It happens. I used to do it all the time. I always ask any of the guys, the old guys, well, not that they're old, but I mean the guys I've known for quite some time. I used to go off and make dinner, come back, literally, or just go warm dinner up or something. Come back, everyone's taking the trade, and I miss it, always miss it, playing catch up. But that was when perhaps my psychology wasn't yet good enough as well, so sometimes I'd feel a need to find a way in and only make a mistake afterwards. So English tea? Oh, okay. Yeah, English tea's fine. So GJ, once again, I mean, it's trying to pop up. Not the cleanest area of traffic though, so for me, there is no entry right now. Right in the middle of this range, so I'd rather just wait for it to either pop up, reject, or pop above, close above, flip structure on 30-minute, or come back down to the support and then just trade the range. Franco, I like Earl Grey. It's been perfume on. Yeah, Earl Grey's okay. English breakfast, no, I mean they're all okay. Sometimes green tea. So how's the week been, guys? Let me know. Was it a good week? Have you stuck to your plan, your rules? Are you in profits for the week? Are you negative for the week? Why? Was it due to some silly errors, or is it were all planned trades? And if so, is there something that maybe you were missing, or it happens to be sometimes you can't always be on the right side of things. So as long as you follow, what I suggest is, well, my opinion is, if you follow your plan, stick to your rules, then it's a pretty successful week, irrespective of the actual result. Because eventually, when you fine tune your your strategy, your edge, your entries, what your rules are as well, to the point where you're seeing some consistent returns as far as profitable trades, like you're winning more than you're losing. They'll all fall in place as long as you're practicing and following your good habits, sticking to your rules all the time, which is a lot harder to do than, you know, than pretty much anything. That and mastering your psychology when it comes to trading. But once again, by sticking to your rules and sticking to your plan, it comes to a point where psychology is no longer really an issue. Number one, Fraudster is live now, so that's why there is very little people on the stream. That makes sense. All good. I appreciate you guys. So it's not so yeah, it's not for YouTube. I know facts, but it's not for YouTube. Just only, yeah, it is the last day of the month as well. So let's look at that. Want to actually look at that. So the monthly on GJ was in a really strong bullish candle. By the looks of it, has a high low, high high to the previous. So that 200 level low is a sticking point. We struggled to remain above it. Finally got a closure above it, but we've since had a pretty significant pullback from that level. Let's take a look at a higher time frame on gold. So the monthly also pulling back, looks like it could have our consecutive candle closing week bullish with a long wick to the upside though, but we still are creating high lows, high highs. So at this stage, candle probabilities are still to the upside. So based off the back of that, maybe, well, possibly, again, this is predicting. I wouldn't trade it just based off what I think, never. But what might happen with the new monthly candle is maybe the first week we may close back a bearish candle, possibly break that lower wick for the new monthly candle, or we start to trend bullish, make a bit of a pullback. But on the flip side, I mean, if this shows signs of exhaustion from the upside, long wicks, leaving long wicks to the upside, what might happen is we might create that upper wick, pop up at the during the first week of the new month, reject, and potentially start to head back down. So again, no one has a crystal ball, so I have no idea. I'm not concerned by the higher time frame because I'm not in the trades for more than a few minutes, as you guys normally see. So should I be more concerned about it? I think no. I don't think it's relevant to me. I really don't think it makes much of a difference for me, to be honest, the way I trade. It's like when people ask me, do I think gold will go down to 23.20 or something? It could. I mean, no one knows, but do I really care? No, not really, to be honest, because I'm just looking for my 10, 20, 30, whatever it is, 30 pips in between. So I'm more focused on what levels I can get involved in a trade. I'm not focused on where potentially price could push in the near future or drop to in the near future. I'm just more worried about the most immediate price action, where we are on the charts, and how I can potentially get involved. That's all my focus is. Silent. If I trade, I'll be with the trend.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful. Discovery 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicles.
But then again, the bias on gold it's a bit of a tricky one. Because it's technically bullish. But I'm not interested in buying it into this resistance. So potentially selling it against the actual bias. I'm just trading the range today because we're not trending. Yes, last week we were trending to the downside, and yes, I agree, it was a stupid error trying to buy it against the trend at that point. But today we're not trending, we're just range bound. So if we reject resistance, it could be an option to sell it. I missed the open, by the way, I forgot to mention. So it is London open, guys. We're 13.5 minutes into it. DJ is rank, but we are rejecting this previous support over here to the left. For me, there is no option at all. This is just a mess. Well, this is exciting, isn't it? Gold is just consolidating, absolute rubbish. GJ is likewise absolute rubbish. What is GU doing? Trying to drop, but it's at support. Don't see any clear levels to be selling it into right now. It's just coming from consolidation as well. And NAS will not be touching it all this time of day, and that is also consolidating. So not much we can do right now. Just watch, wait, observe, and maybe plan for moving forward. Gold is stuck in the range. Excuse my friend Justin, guys. He likes trading against the trend at times. I don't mind trading against the trend at times. I don't think there's anything wrong with trading against the trend at times. especially if you got the right catalyst to do so. It's all good, Dot. He won't. It doesn't. It does not shit me at all. I really, it does not worry me. I actually quite like it, to be honest. It's a bit of fun. It's all good. But thank you for the message, nonetheless. Simon, how about you be my first YouTube member? Show some love. Seeing you happy to talk smack all the time, so you obviously like being here because you're always here, so lemons, yeah. Well, I could send over some lemons. All good. Don't know how to talk smack, just keep it real. There's nothing wrong with trading against the trend times. Is there anything written in any rule book when it comes to trading that you have to always trade the trend? I don't see it. If there is, you show me.
Hey Justin.
Good day, Mr. Phil. How are you?
I'm good. How about it?
I'm all good, man. All good. What are you looking at today?
I have I'm waiting for this one on GA, British Pound Aussie Dollar. I'm just waiting to see if the M30 can close outside the range.
Yep. Okay.
We tried before but rejected.
Yep.
So
that looks
if
pretty
this
good.
one closes close to the breaks above this below this week, then I think it would be a good entry.
Yep. So it's support for what's it look like on a 4 hour?
Yeah.
So
On the 4 hour, it's looking good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good on the 4 hour because you've actually broken below it, but look what happened last time you approached this level. We bounced off it only to reject strongly. So I mean, based on the 4 hour, you'd like to see closure below, but if you might miss the move, you've already, what I like about it is the fact that you form support within that 4 hour zone. And if you do come back down only to wipe out those buyers, you also got counter probabilities on a daily on your side, lower lows, lower highs. Is the weekly forming bearish? It is too. So yeah, I think if it does wipe out that bullish candle and close back engulfing, I think that could be a good option as well. Clean traffic to the left. I like it. Yeah, it's a really good option.
Yep. So that's what I'm looking at. I was looking also at what was that? I think the EU EJ, but the previous 2 hour candle didn't close. It closed really well engulfing, but not where I wanted it to close. So
Yeah,
have to wait again for
yeah, I
some
see it.
time, maybe for the 4 hour candle to close for any confirmations on that one.
Yep. So what you're looking at above the wick at 170.08?
Yeah, above the wick at 170 flat.
Oh, okay, but 175. All right. Yep, I think that looks pretty good on the 2 hour. I know you trade it off that time frame, so it does look good on the 4 hour as well. It's pretty clean above that level.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you're waiting for your confirmation on the 2 hour, or you're going to look for a minor time frame to close above that level prior to it?
I would like because even this current 2 hour it didn't really form well, so I would like to see the 4 hour close then we'll see what happens on the minor time frames.
I like it. I think that's a really solid idea. Really solid plan. So yeah, so you just need to wait and see if you get the 4 hour closing above in the next 1.5 hours, then obviously that's when you probably go down to the 30-minute time frame. I'm not sure, you might even go down to the 15. I'm not too sure what your minor time frame confirmation is, and then you might look for your entry.
The lowest I use is the 30. I don't go down
Okay.
to the 50.
Yeah, so that's fine. No problem. I think that's a really solid plan. So just have to wait and see.
Recently I like using the 2 hour more. I just feel it's more crisp and the confirmations are a lot
Yeah, for
better.
sure.
Yeah.
The higher the time frame, the stronger the confirmation. But what it does mean is you're not going to get as many moves because there's less data, obviously. But I feel that the entries are more probable if you have the patience to wait for that to occur on that time frame, the 2 hour in particular. And I think there's really a high probability than perhaps maybe on the M30 or a lower time frame. So I like it. I think it's a really good idea, especially if the 4 hour closes above as well. Well, if it does, of the 2 hour closes above, then in this case the 4 hour closes above because the 4 hour closes at the same time as the current 2 hour candle. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Nice one. How's the week been?
Yeah, a waiting game.
Yeah.
More time waiting than action.
Yeah, that's trading. That's how it is, isn't it? But how's the actual week been? The rest of the week?
Yeah, because I do trade the higher time frame, I compensate on that. Like I look at a little bit more pairs than when I was doing when I'm trading the lower time frame.
All right, I get you. Because you're not getting as many opportunities when you're just looking at the one pair.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
When I was looking at the lower at the 30-minute and 1 hour, I was doing 2 pairs only, but now I do 5 pairs.
Yep.
So
I think that's fair enough because you got plenty of time to actually look, see how things are developing on the different pairs. So if you focus more on a 30-minute, I found flicking through too many pairs, you often miss the optimal entry because you're too concentrated on seeing what's happening on all. So that's why I prefer, I know for the stream you see me flicking through, but that's because I'm answering questions. But otherwise, for me, it's just gold and GJ. Preferably GJ, gold, sorry, over GJ.
yeah, I like, it's funny enough, I used to like GJ a lot when I was doing the 30 minutes, but now I don't even look at it again. I don't trade GJ anymore.
To be honest, I rarely trade it these days.
For some reason, I don't know, I don't really have confidence in my strategy when I'm trading GJ.
Okay.
So
just don't trade it.
Even if the plan is good, I always tend to either sabotage the trade or take a loss on it before it moves. So I just stopped. No need to look at it.
Fair enough. If you don't feel comfortable trading it, then easy. Just give it a flick. I agree. I think it's a good idea. Franco, good morning to you, brother.
Hey, good morning, Justin.
How are you?
I don't want to interrupt.
All good.
Yeah, fine so far.
Yeah.
Weekend is there, more or less.
That's it.
Yeah. This week was more or less, I had 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 BE yesterday.
Yeah, okay.
So before I was looking, before London Open, I was looking on a GU sell, but then I decided not to take it. It was based on the M50 candle time frame. And
well, that actually looks pretty good in the 15-minute.
Yeah, correct. But then you have also then the other supports there on the left side.
Yeah, correct. That's
maybe, yeah, it could be given a trial to that, but then I decided not to do that.
Well, that's all right as long as you're sticking to your plan. If you weren't comfortable, and that's fine, because the last thing you want to do is take a trade if you're not comfortable in it just for the sake of it. But
correct. So yesterday, as I mentioned, yesterday I took a trade, which was a little bit more risky, but I was aware about that, and I was feeling good nevertheless. So and today I was not feeling good to take it.
Well, there you go. Sometimes you gotta trust your instincts, trust your intuition.
Right. Yeah.
So
as Mr. Phil said right now, so he's not confident to GJ.
GJ.
How the way he's trading, and absolutely good.
Yep. Well, that's it. If you're not comfortable trading an instrument or in an actual trade itself, executing on a trade, then you're probably best not to. So the trades I take, I am only taking them because, again, I've done all my due diligence. So I've just ticked the boxes, and I'm comfortable in the trade. Last thing I want to do is be sitting there feeling anxious.
Yeah.
Like also even the GU trade, the GU sell, it was looking really good for me on my time frame, but just the range issue.
Yeah, here
If
to
you
the
look
left.
at it on the 2 hour, if you look at it on the 2 hour, it's pretty clean. It had the
Yeah.
interruption candle break below.
Yep. Just here.
It was nice. Yeah, but
Yep.
I was worried about this week's here.
Yep.
As you can see, it's rejecting it also.
Yeah, that was my concern when I did the analysis, that could reject any of these levels over here to the left. So far it's not. I mean, it's made the move, but once again, if you're not comfortable, then best just not to execute. GJ right in the middle. It's forming
So it's
a liquidity candle right now.
sorry, Justin. It's not an option for you to take a sell in this area.
It makes sense, yes.
Yeah.
And maybe if it weren't Friday, I maybe consider it, to be honest, but I'm 9 and 8, and looking at the 15, it doesn't look great. So nah, I don't think I would. Nah, forget it. Based off that, 15 looks nasty. Based off price action, the M30, I like what it's doing now. If it breaks the low of that previous candle, it's got a higher high. If it breaks the low, so only to reject this previous support here to the left. We break below the current candle's low, breaking low to the previous candle's low, and it's a good chance it will come back down. But it's less than perfect. Plus we've got that 15-minute support, so the 15 just looks disgusting to me. It just looks like pure consolidation. Like, has no idea what it wants to do right now. So right in the middle of this range as well, for me, it's not worth it at all.
And if you look at the 1 hour time frame, which I often do sometimes.
Yeah, that's
so
fair enough. High, low.
So also so that's also a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I
to
agree.
take sells there.
Very messy.
Yeah.
So just sit out and wait. Simple.
Correct.
All right, what have I missed from the chat? Rick, no volume say, don't think I'll trade. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I think that's Dot said, I think it's a good idea. Market, yeah, market is just range bound at the moment. It's not trending. So for me, there's no clear entries right now, so I tend to agree. Rick, trading's a friend, so it's not. Yeah, sometimes it's not. It doesn't, just because you trade in the trend doesn't mean you're gonna win every trade, does it? Kel, do I answer questions? I definitely do. What question do you have? So most people that trade against the trend get smacked. Maybe if they wait and stick to their rules and stick to their plan, then yeah, they're going to get smacked irrespective of whether they're trading with the trend or not. I'm thinking of going for a little run. Not a bad idea. It's a nice closure. If it looked cleaner on a 15, I think it'd be a pretty solid entry. You got this support to contend with. But you got a catalyst just there. You got a bearish engulfing candle. You've rejected this previous support to the left. You've got a liquidity grab candle on the M30. So you've closed with a lower low after breaking the high of the previous. Seeing you had a high, low, high, high. In most cases, what's likely to happen, the probabilities would suggest it's likely to head to the upside. But in this case, it's pulled back to break its low, close the previous candle's low. It's closed at its low. I feel it's a high probability. Now we will continue to the downside. I'm not going to personally take it. It's less than perfect. If it happened up at this point here, for sure I'd think about it 100%, as long as we had clean traffic. But it's not the worst entry. gold forming support below the resistance. Looks an absolute mess on the 30. Doesn't look as bad on the 15. 30 looks horrible. But essentially it's just consolidating. That's all it's doing. There's no clear direction. Don't counter trade anymore. That's entirely up to you, my friend. You do as you want to do. I do as I please to do. Like I said, all I do is stick to my plan, stick to my rules, and I know I'm going to be on the right end of things a lot more often than not. So I think that's how everyone should be. And when the charts are resembling trash like they are currently, I'd rather just wait, stay away from anything until the time comes, if and when it comes, that presents in a fashion I'm familiar with, at a level that I want it to be at. Look at GJ now, pulling back up, because essentially it's just still in consolidation. If you could, guys, be much appreciated if you could hit the like button. Bitcoin up to, wow, how's that from consolidation? I said yesterday at 4-hour levels and potentially trading it based on the 4-hour, it's rejected that resistance at 69, just below 69 flat. What I'd be waiting for on Bitcoin right now is if this 4-hour closed bearish engulfing below support, I think that'd be enough to look for a sell to take it back down to support around its 67.20 based off the 4-hour. So your stop loss would have to be probably, well, I was going to say above this swing point, but that wick means you're going to have a massive stop loss. Probably don't have to, it's probably not worth it for the risk to reward in that case. But perhaps just above that previous resistance could be a decent area. So somewhere like so. But I want this count to close below it before considering any entry. So let's just say it closes a little bit lower down. You might want to fine tune it and go down to the minor time frames for your entry. Maybe that's on the M30 where you might want to see the new 4-hour pull back to retest that level. And then you gotta sell it to breaks below the previous 4-hour. That could be a catalyst. But yeah, I'd be basing entries more so off 4-hour, what you're seeing on the 4-hour on when it comes to Bitcoin. But again, I've not traded it for a while. I just started trading at one point last year and I was doing really well. Got smacked once or twice. Because for me, I did not manage those trades. It was a small account. $50 US account. I've still got it. I just haven't bothered trading it. I got up to like 130. I think it got back down to like, it's at 70 something now. It's like a set and forget account. I have my trigger to enter. I just leave the stop loss in place, leave the TP in place. It's not, I'm not targeting 10 pips or whatever like I do with Forex. It's a realistic higher time frame level, usually based off the 4-hour. stop loss based off that as well. So yeah, so I might start trading again. I trade more like, please don't offend me. Please do not offend me. No, if that was him, he's probably in a sell right now. Just waits for one counter, close back bearish, right? We're selling it, closes bullish, right? We're buying it. And Matt doesn't trade anymore, does he? So supposedly I was using an old trick from TCG. Funnily enough, that trick I used was something that we actually made up on Tuesday on the MY call, which we had never ever used in the old group. We used the fib in a very different way. We used it on the daily to gauge strength against the previous daily candle. That was about it. We never used it for fine-tuning entries, never, not once. I was the one that implemented that more recently, especially with to determine whether a support is weak or strong, for instance, at a resistance when I'm looking to sell it. Like for instance right there, if I want to know if that candle is a strong bullish candle, which means I need to wait for a closure below it, or if it's a weak bullish candle, which means I can look for an impulse entry. We never ever use that in the old group, not once. You can ask any of the guys, never once. And also the newest entry, which we pretty much just discovered on Tuesday during the MY session with the members. And yeah, that's a use of a fib. I used it yesterday with absolute perfection. That was a really nice trade. Matt doesn't care. I'm pretty sure he does these days, mate. I'm pretty sure he does. Actually, I know for fact. If he trades, I know for fact. Because initially when he started the signal service, which he gave me access to, maybe thinking I was eventually going to be involved, which I was not. I'm talking about the most recent time around last year. He was taking plenty of counter trend trades, plenty. And it was based off the algo. So don't tell me lies, my friend. Saxy? Nah, nothing. Charts are shit at the moment. It's just a mess. Absolute mess. You haven't missed nothing, don't worry about. And quite frankly, they can do whatever the hell they want. I just focus on myself. I'm quite happy for everyone to be profitable. Got no ill feeling towards others. What? Why should I? I don't know people. I know facts, it might be a different story. But I just stick to doing what I do because it works. Why do I need to be worried about what someone else does? Whether they counter trend trade the trend, I couldn't give a shit, to be honest. They can do whatever they want. I just stick to myself. I don't follow on social media any of those guys. I follow one guy because I respect the bloke. I really respect him. That's Donvo. You all know him. Irrespective of whether you agree with the way he trades and his stop loss and wrist to wall and all that shit, I think he's a good bloke either way. So he's the type of guy I'd be mates with. I can just tell. And we trade nothing alike. Absolutely nothing alike. Could I hold in drawdown like he does? Absolutely not. I couldn't. but he has his reasons, so good luck to him. I'm not gonna knock the bloke at all. He's the only
Listen, I
one
think-
on IG that I follow. What's that, man?
Sorry. I think you have proof enough times that you are profitable in the things that you are doing. So, and
Thank you, my friend.
it's clear that you don't give a shit on other people's mind.
No,
So if they're not interested to that like you, so
Yeah,
they
they
can
can
look
vote
for
for
other streams. So
Exactly.
it's quite easy.
exactly.
So
I'm not twisting anyone's arm to be here. I'm
I
grateful
can't
for those of you.
understand this.
Yeah, no, I'm happy those of you who support me. I appreciate it. But it's up to you guys, really, if you want to hang on or not. But what you do get is a very disciplined trader here. You learn what I believe. I break it down into a very simple process to follow. As simple as ticking the box if it does so and all the rules are met, and we haven't obviously broken any of our rules that we've come up with for a trade. When we take the trade, it's simple. We learn. I educate often on the streams. I just stick to doing what I do best, and that's it. I don't worry about all the other traders out there. What for? Goats? That how you pronounce it? I can't quite remember. I think it was goats. That's it. No, it's not me. Let me look at the Discord. Someone again jumped on using my profile. They're not in a group, so I don't know how they've got access to you. They need to be friend. No. Once again, guys, if anyone claiming to be me send you a DM, block it immediately. It's not me. If I want
I've
to, sorry, man.
been getting a lot of those requests lately.
Yeah, in the first week, but I see it pop up in the community. So as soon as I see it, I kick him, I boot him from the group. But if you are still getting them, then just block them and let me know. I can report them, but not much happens. I've just got to, we just have to block them. But if I want to contact someone directly, I will mention your name first of all in the actual community chat, like I did the other day. I need to contact someone. I mention the person's name.
Yep.
I'm not going to send anyone a DM. I'll in the community chat, I'll call you out and I'll ask you to message me privately. That's the best way to go about.
I dropped you a private message. That's since I got the journal. So
Yeah,
that's how
okay.
it's been going.
Okay. Well, good total. Yeah, that's nice, man. Pretty good result. Good work.
Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Just stick to it. Keep doing what you're doing. That's Raja #1 student, Donvo. Raja called him for buying Raja new course. Whatever, I couldn't care less. Good luck to him. I remember he was streaming from back in the day. I remember when he had, like me, 20, 30 people watching. And so he did it. Why can't I do it? He's a good trader. I believe I'm a good trader. I think I can do it. Likewise. There's more competition, I think, but again, I don't stop. No one gets in my way. I keep going. It would take years. I don't give a shit. I don't stop. Yeah, Goats, it would be a scammer, so Goats, so just be careful. Yeah, that's it. Always check if it will say if you're in any mutual server. Halef. Everyone's not all good, my friend. Thank you for joining throughout the week and your support. You have a great weekend. Appreciate it. Keep an eye out for a recap video. I'm pretty sure I'll be doing one. think it'll be from the gold trade from yesterday. And that involves the new entry. I don't know if I should do it though, to be honest, because I've got people who pay me for this stuff, and I mean, I've been coaching some guys for a long time, and you see the secrets anyway on the stream. But yeah, I'll probably just do it either way. And I do coaching, and yes, I do get paid for it. But yes, I think you're asking the guys that it's of value. I give a shit. I am constantly in contact with the guys that I coach. I'm holding them accountable, guys and girls. I actually do care. I give a shit. I've got one particular gentleman, he knows who he is, sending me video markups and also screenshot plenty of analytics as to why he took a trade before, after, and I always reply every single day to it with my opinion. So I swear I go as far and beyond to help any of the guys. Sorry, I'm really having problems speaking with my mouth today. Swear I tore a hole in my mouth eating lunch. What's that?
Could you take a look at EU? What do you think?
EU?
Yeah.
Oh god. 2 eager to have my lunch today, and I bit half my bloody mouth into my mouth, inside my mouth, and oh, pain. Weekly is strong bearish. Daily is structurally still bearish. Rejected that swing point, last significant lower high. Previous daily closed bullish. Were to continue bearish, you probably have no need to really break the current daily candle's high and then break previous daily candle's high. And we have already formed an upper wick on the daily now, and also a low wick. For our structure wise, it is bullish, but we have created a low low just here. It is still bullish though, because that is the highest point the market got to the left of that. So the origin of the swing, the impulse to the upside, is this point here. So as long as we remain above it, we're still technically bullish, but we have formed a lower high, lower low, so that could add confluence for a sell.
Kind of, we have a minor bullish for our trend, right?
It's the overall
Minor bearish,
structure.
sorry.
Yeah, the micro.
Yeah.
Correct. The micro is bearish, but the actual structure itself, and within the structure itself, which is actually bullish. But you could use it as added confluence. So that's when you go down to the 30 and can see, well, is the 30 bearish? Because that, you know, using the 4-hour micro trend along with the 30 will add confluence for any sell option. Right now, you've got 30-minute bearish. You've pulled back to so far reject, very lower high. Won't really have that confirmation though until, I mean, we break back down towards the lows here, which around that 108. Well, sort of, I mean, could now draw in that support. I'll probably tie it to that, draw down to that wick, bit to the left hand side there. Yeah, I'd rather just wait for the sell option on a Friday. How's the weekly forming again? Yeah, bearish counter. So on a Friday, what I prefer to do is just wait for the sells. I wouldn't look for the counter trend trade above this resistance, because we're not yet trending, and this will be the we have not really created a leg down too, so it's just a consolidating, it's a slow trickle up. So if I learned anything from last Friday, just waiting for one candle catalyst in a slow trickle against the actual structure is not ideal. It's just to wait for it to make the move, retest where the structure will potentially will flip if you close above, and if it rejects, I'd sell it from around that 108, 340, 350 from below that level. Now if it, you know, otherwise, if it does pop above that level, pull back, create a high low, and then begin to flip the structure on the 30, that's when I probably start to look for buy options. At that point there, you also have daily breaking its own high. So previous daily did close bullish, so at that point you've got a higher low, potentially pulling up to retest the previous daily candle, so that's added confidence for the buyers. And sells below the support, I feel could be also a good option in my opinion, but I'd prefer it to pop below 108.08. It's clear on the 15 below that level as well, so that is probably what I'd be looking at. Would I consider buys from the support? Probably not. Not off the back of that weekly, the way the weekly's forming. Not today. That's pretty much it. I just, at this stage, it's selling it high or buying it high, pretty much, or selling it low, low to low. Yeah, goats, just ignore it, block them. It's a scammer. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it, guys. Is when you are on any of these servers, you're always open to the scum, the bottom feeders that will try to contact you, try to, you know, trick you into paying for some service that apparently I am in control of, which I have absolutely no idea about, and I'm not associated with it or affiliated with it in any way. So just block it immediately. Don't respond. Once again, if you're not sure, just at me, mention me in the Discord, and I'll reply to you straight away in the community chat. If I want to contact you, I will message you in the community chat. I will make sure once again, I call you out, I tag you, and I'll tell you just to send me a message first. I need to chat to you about something. That's how I do it. Yeah, it is a bit what they do. You're always going to get these scum, aren't you? Tell you what though, some of it's becoming more convincing these days. Some of the phone calls you get. Well, I don't answer them anyway, but I only answer if it's a number I know. But when you listen back to the voice message, or even the text messages, some of those are, again, I don't ever click on links and that crap, so just best to avoid if you're not sure. Got a quick scalp on 50 minutes short. Thanks, just only, nice one. Or was that on gold or? Below support. Yeah, that's where it looked the best. But no thanks to me, mate. This is it's all your work, so well done. Good work. Well done, my friend. That's what I like to see. First 15-minute candle. Hold on, you're talking about the one that's just broken the support, or are you talking about the one actually broke it but closed? Oh, still closed. Nah, closed still at the support. So the current candle or the previous one? Or you're talking about that one? I'm not sure. First half of green candle. Oh, okay. Nice one. Good weak bearish candle. Good work, my friend. Thank you for the sub. Had quite a few new subs after yesterday's stream. I was quite happy. It's good to see the numbers are steadily on the rise. Gold is moving now. It's all good. It's got an upper wick as well at support. So for me, nothing right now on gold. GJ trying to pop up, but I'm not interested in buying it just now. Still right in the middle. So for me, I'd just be once again waiting for the levels to be met, especially on a Friday. Been a very solid week. Follow the plan, follow the rules. Once again, 3-0. Can't complain about that. All trades called live on stream, not taking a trade away from the stream. Did call a trade NY session right at the very beginning. There was only a few people on the call at the time. Once again, I was happy to see one of the guys I coach took it on his own accord and jumped on a minute or two after. But personally, I've just taken the 3 trades all on stream, so it's been a slow week. This goes to show once again, you follow the plans, follow the rules, follow you're using your edge if you use it to your advantage. And that, you know, that goes to show the results are likely going to be a good one by the end of it. So all men aren't meant for lifting heavy weights. Trying to put on about 2-3 kilos, so it means I need to eat a little bit more. Still clean food, always clean food, and lift slightly heavier weights than what I've been lifting. So not as high intensity, but as good a form as I can manage lifting heavier weights, and I'm in agony in the right way though. Good muscle lactic acid buildup, so delayed onset muscle soreness. So if gold could dive down or something. If gold could dive down for some time. You mean? If gold could dive down for some time. Good, it's rejecting once again. This level, it's rejected throughout the week. Well, since yesterday anyway. Once again, it is doing the same. Daily's respecting high the previous daily candle. It's just range bound. Still could do anything. Still flip the weekly candle back bearish. Still close below previous weekly candles low. Pop up. Right now it's right in the middle. It's at a support. Well, that's support. You got more support. It's quite difficult to actually sell it at the moment unless you're in from higher up. As for the buyers though. So once again, the bias is actually bullish now on gold. So if I was to consider buys moving forward today, what I probably want to see is price tap into Insert current daily low. The support formed at that level. We are pulling back to retest it currently. We've not yet pulled back actually to tap into that support. So if we did so, now I'll start to look for my catalyst within price action to potentially buy it, whether it be, because we're just range bound, this is where I can look for my one candle catalyst, whether it be a bullish engulfing candle or so like so. So if we've got, for instance, this candle closing back bearish and it's followed by a candle which closes with a higher low, higher high, closes above the high of the bearish candle. If this candle, for instance, closes like so, the next candle closes engulfing. I am aware there's trades of many different levels on the stream, so that is what engulfing candle is. The candle closes above the high of the bearish candle. That is what would be a bullish engulfing in this scenario. That would be a catalyst for me to potentially buy it. Aside from that, if we have a little bit of resistance form at this point here, that could be another catalyst. If we begin to pop above, close above the resistance, you buy options as well. You guys have seen the entries I've been looking at and taking based off the 15-minute as well. We have a long wick on an M30. The M30 closes like so. Within it, you've got the second 15-minute candle closing bullish engulfing to the bearish candle that closes at this support. Closing the M30, like the candle I've just drawn up. So there's many different things I can begin to look for at this level if I was to be trading. It's at a level I would start to consider buying it from. If you've still got the previous daily candle obviously closed bullish. Current candle is pulling back to retest the support it has formed. Since pulling back up to create this upper wick. Those is definitely a level I'd consider looking for options to buy it from moving forward. And I just trade the range, guys. If it does pull back up and reject 23.48 roughly to 23.50, nothing wrong with looking for sells from higher up. Would I look for sells below the support? No, because you just got running straight into more support to the left. Let's look at the 15. 15 you still got, you could almost drag that down. It depends what your confirmation time frame is. For me it's the 30. But yeah, the 15, perhaps below that level there, below current daily candles low, 15 doesn't look too bad. But I'd probably rather see prior to that a little bit of support form, so price tap in, maybe bounce off it, and then we close below it, and that could be a trigger to potentially sell it. I would want to sell it if it just continues to melt from the highs, from the current daily candles high. I'd rather see a little bit of exhaustion. I'd rather trigger in some buyers only to wipe those buyers out, start to pop below support on the 15, and then I'd start to look for my options to sell it moving forward. GJ on the other hand, once again, not a bad catalyst right now, but it's up near the resistance. To me, not the best, it's not the cleanest. Structure on GJ is still technically the bias, the structure, it's still technically to the downside. So right now GJ, I again just trade the range. I'd look for rejections from the highs to sell it with my catalyst. As long as we remain below 200 flat, we're technically going to be still bearish. So I'd look for my catalyst really anywhere below that level to potentially sell it. And otherwise, yeah, I don't think I'd be bothering to buy it today, in all honesty. I'd just rather trade it with bias on a Friday. That's about it. Leo, good day to you. That is
My
GG.
EJ trade is looking like it's going to leave me behind.
Yeah, potentially. But the thing is with EJ, you've had a little pause here. So that's similar to what I was just mentioning on GJ. Right, sorry, on gold. If we trigger in some buyers at the support only to wipe those buyers out, then we're likely going to end up trending further to the downside. Same thing on EJ just now. We're triggering in sellers just below the resistance, and we're now wiping those sellers out. We've engulfed those sellers on a previous candle, popping above the resistance. The high probability it will continue to the upside. But you've got what, an hour left? 4 minutes to wait. You still might get your option.
The current hour closed very well above the wick but it's just moving ahead. It's not. I
Pulling
would
back.
have loved to see like a really deep, maybe
Yep.
a deep protest,
Yeah.
and then a pullback and maybe close like a weak bearish or or a weak bearish candle. And then the next candle breaks above that. It would
Yeah.
have been a perfect entry.
Yeah, I think so too. And you still might, but I mean, in 2 hours, it's got 53.5 minutes remaining. It may not make the move within this candle. I'm gonna close the 4 hour as well, same time. So
Yeah.
you could look for your options on the new 4 hour candle, either on the pullback if it does, like I said, if it does respect this resistance, or preferably as it creates a higher high. That's going to be your option moving forward into pre-MY today or on the next 4 hour candle. So to me, it still looks pretty good though.
It's almost identical to UJ.
UJ?
Take a look at UJ. It's almost the same.
Okay. Look at 2 hour. Yeah. Very similar. You're right. Very similar. Have to wait and see. Pulling back a bit just now.
Justin,
Yeah, mate.
question to GU right now,
Of course.
which is bouncing back. Yeah, I have marked another support in that area right now.
Yep, that's fair enough.
Would you consider this as a pullback? For me, not. When I look also on the 1 hour, it's close below the support.
Yep.
So and this makes me thinking not to take a pullback trade.
To look for a buy, you mean?
Yeah. No, not to no. I mean, it's obviously okay. Someone can take a buy right now, but I'm not looking for a buy due to the circumstances of the 1 hour. Which is
yeah, well, it is bearish. It's the M30 is now bearish. You got daily forming quite a strong bearish candle. So right now, I mean, you don't have. That's a pretty nice castle for 15, but it's been downtrend throughout the day. So I'd probably prefer it to make this first move up, pull back, either create a higher low, and then maybe look for your buys from lower down again, or otherwise I'd just be waiting out, see how it reacts to previous resistance, and maybe look for your sells at that point. But it is now it's counter trend, so once again Friday with the weekly forming as is as well, I'd rather just stick to the direction of the weekly candle. So that will require, in this case, waiting for it to pull back to around that 127.20 and see how price reacts to that.
Okay, so this was more or less a confirmation for me that I'm right not to take such a trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you did the right thing by sitting and waiting, being on your hands and not answering. So. Leo? No, not much. Market's been pretty lousy. So nothing for me. Well, yeah, that's what I've done. I'm not interested, to be honest. I mean, I don't come to any day expecting to trade. I just do my analysis, create the, have a plan and stick and create some rules. And if I get my chance, I trade. But if not, it is what it is. So, but especially the last day of the month, especially after a really solid end to a month, really good week, it's been a really solid month again. And there's no need to do anything hasty on the last day of the month, and especially last day of the week, to give back some hard-earned profits. So Lalith, now goal sell buy. Right now, for me, it's nothing. Potentially buys moving forward, respects this support. Leo, you think the volume? Oh, actually, I think it is today. I just noticed that too. Thank you for bringing that up. Surprised no one else has. Astral Effects, good day to you. Been a while. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get going, guys. That's it for me for the week. I'm not gonna take a trade now. I'm happy with the results throughout the week. Been a solid week. Just done my thing, stuck to my plan, created my rules, and execute accordingly, and results have followed. 3-0 for the week. Good week on stream. I hope you've all had a good week. Guys, just quickly, once again, the YouTube membership is open. I would not sign up to the more expensive tier if you are considering it just yet. That does include NY access to, or 2 NY calls a week, but you get that for free now in the Discord. So for the time being, don't worry about that. But if you want to support the stream, it's there. The other level, which is just about the price of a cup of coffee. But again, I appreciate the support either way. Just you guys being here really helps out. What really does help out is if you hit the like button. It really does. So if you could, I'd be much appreciated. Also, make sure to join the free Discord group. The link to that is down below in the description. Join, guys, it's for free. Friday night my time, which is NY session, is the only session I don't provide analysis for throughout the week. You get every other session covered, Asian, London, and NY throughout the week. So do join. It's definitely worth it. There's a cool bunch of people in there, good community we've got going. And yeah, you're welcome to ask questions, see charts, get some feedback. Why not hold yourself accountable in there? And that's about it. If you'd like to know any more about the services I provide, links to all those are down below in the description, or how you can contact me is down below in the description. Meantime, guys, if you are trading in NY, do trade safe, do take care. Franco,
Yeah.
take care, brother.
Thank you, Justin.
Have a good one.
Wish you a nice weekend.
You too, my friend. I'll chat to you.
Thanks.
And to everyone else, keep an eye out for the trade recap video, which will drop probably on Sunday. Until then, guys, appreciate the support. Guys, go well. Catch you on Monday. Peace, guys. Bye for now. Have a good one.